Good morning, Year 10s, and welcome to this week's geography work. The theme of the start of Term 6 will be looking back at topics that you've done, since Year 9 and reviewing them and just checking your knowledge of them. So this is this week's sheet from week 2. The theme of the revision is all about the weather topic, which makes up part of the Unit 1 exam. We did it all the way back in probably about October of Year 9. So it's a long way back, so it's a good idea to go back and check on it. First thing you'll notice on your sheet is to be folded into a booklet if possible, if you've got a paper copy of it, but if not, it doesn't matter. But this is the first thing that we'll be looking at here. So what you've got is all the key features of the topic on here, and then you've got your red, amber and green boxes here. And what you need to do first of all is read what it says here and just decide to yourself, how much of that do I remember? If I was to write down all the things I could remember about the global atmospheric circulation model, would I be able to do that? And if the answer is no, if you can't remember anything about it, then tick red. If it's amber, if you can remember little bits about it, or if you can remember lots about it, then tick green. And the idea of that is to make sure that you target your revision ready for next year as to which bits you really need to focus on. So the main parts of this, of the section of the topic, are the global atmospheric circulation system. It then went on to tropical storms, then talked about the effects of tropical storms, and then UK extreme weather as well. What you've then got is some hints and tips about how to revise this. So there will be probably a 9-mark question in the hazard section. So it could be about the tectonics topic that you've looked at already, or it could be about this topic on weather hazards. So start by rag rating your knowledge up here. Remember, revision needs to focus on knowledge at this stage. The other element of GCSE revision is exam skills, and we cover exam skills in class. So this bit is all about knowledge. So use your notes, use your CGP revision guide, use the revision clock, which is on the next page of this, use Seneca, use GCSE Bite Size on the BBC website, make your own revision notes or revision cards. And there's a little technique that you could follow here about what to do with your revision cards. And that links nicely back to this bit up here. So have a good look at that and have a think about how you could make the revision really effective for yourself. On the back of the booklet, I'll go on to this bit next because it's here in front of us. So what you've got here is some sort of middle range knowledge questions about the topic. And again, global atmospheric circulation system, tropical storms, the impacts and responses, tropical storms, reducing the risk, more about managing the tropical storms, and then the UK extreme weather examples there. So you can go through those questions again and make sure that you've got an answer to everything on there. If you don't know it, get your CGP revision guide out and have a look. Now, if we go on to the next page, you've got 2 tasks to do on here. This first one here is all about trying to remember the key features of the topic. And this is an example of something called dual coding, where you get a little image and then what you've got to do is you've got to write down what you can remember about it. So you've got a little image showing you the Earth with the atmosphere around it there. What does that link to back on the previous page? And obviously, if you look back on here, the first thing we did about was the global atmospheric circulation system. And you've got a question about it up here. So on this bit here, you can write down what you remember about it. You've then got a map of the world with the equator on. What was the significance of that? You've then got something here with waves and something spinning and the sun. Again, what was the significance of that? And obviously keep going through and see what you can remember. You've then got a revision clock, and your revision clock is helping you jot down everything you can about these different prompts. And obviously we'd like you to use your revision guide if you're not sure. One thing to note on here is the case study. The case study here is different to the one that we studied. We did Hurricane Katrina, so you can ignore where it says Typhoon Haiyan, and you can replace that with Hurricane Katrina, because obviously that's the case study that we studied. Another thing to note is it says for the UK extreme weather example, it's talking about the Somerset levels flooding. We didn't do that. We did the 2010 winter cold spell. So again, forget what it's about Somerset flooding and think more about the 2010 winter cold spell for that. And you've got notes in your revision guide about that. Okay, so that should all make some sense to you. Do as much as you can. If you've got problems with it, if there's anything you're not sure about, please email your geography teacher and we will get back to you as quickly as possible with some help and support. Okay, thank you very much.